of handing over 80% and keeping 20%. One day I said that and the brother said sorry for you. I said, don't you know the size of the cake?
Maybe my 20% was bigger than your 90%.
But the thing is, it doesn't matter how much you do.
I have learned that despite all the generosity of everything we are going to do for the kingdom, for the people, there is something in that 10% that is a very specific statement of the recognition of God's redemption in our lives.
So, as I said, since the first day, the testimony that we have, right, that you have been faithful in relation to the contributions.
I'm not here trying to convince you to do something. I'm trying to help you do the right thing in the right way.
I can use 2 more minutes, Pastor. I believe the Holy Spirit is bothering me to say something. In 2005, when we started the church in Curitiba, I remember that in the week, on the first Sunday, we had a service, then we left the cell phase and really started something. On Monday, I had lunch with a leader who had been in the city for over 30 years at the time. I spoke to him before entering, I asked for his blessing, and now we begin. I want your blessing. As someone who is established in the city, who I respect, admire, we ate together. I took him through the entire structure of our beginning.
He prayed with us. That, for me, had an important symbolism.
When we leave that meeting, they get in the car to leave. Kelly and I got in our car. We had picked up the kids from school. When Kelly arrives at her side, I can already see by her face that something is not right. Someone had broken the car window and had taken, in addition to our CD player, what I called a diskette holder. It was a bag with praise and worship CDs that he liked the most. When I saw that thing, my first reaction was to be sad about it. Soon I remembered. I said, wait, none of this is mine, it's all God's. What are you going to do about it? But if it were me, I'd go on top of the miserable furniture.
The Lord is the Lord who decides.
Then I turned to the radio station, put on another tune. I said, hell, if you haven't heard me, some gossip demon will take you. I said, if you think you messed with me, you know that's not the story. I almost got sad because sometimes we are stupid to think that things are ours. But in fact you have arranged in Kremka, the owner of all things.
I don't know what he's going to do with you.
But I'm sure, if there's anyone who's going to be at a loss, it's you. It's not me, nor my owner.
So I said, the message is given. We entered, went to the school to pick up Israel. When he came running, Israel was going there, but it was Israel, the bigger one, who noticed. I said, what happened to the glass?
I said, look, someone broke it, took the business. I remember his first question, Dad, did we do something wrong, like, we let it happen? I said, no, son, we did nothing wrong. I, particularly, do not believe in the doctrine that you are a believer, your things are untouchable. Jesus teaching his disciples said, join scissors in heaven, here thieves steal from me. It's not that it delays, the rust corrodes and consumes from time to time. I think he even needs it remind you that you don't own anything. But I also don't think the devil can do what he wants with what's God's, because it had the seal of ownership on it. So I said, my son, I don't know what's going to happen in a few days, but you're going to witness what God does and how God takes care not only of us, but how God takes care of what is his. Expect a twist in this story. There on the sidewalk before Israel, one of the things I said, after having made a statement to God, I told the devil, I told him if it was me, he would make me bring myself back where he got it. What he's going to do, I don't know. The second of the week I received a telephone number. I had just moved to the city. I did not divulge my telephone number. It was in the name of the ministry. The list was hidden. One day the telephone rings. Someone says, it is from the house of Pastor Luciano. Will go up. I said, without him he is gone himself talking. He says they stole the CD and the DVDs or a CD player and some CDs in his car they didn't steal. I said, they stole it. I want to know how you know that. I didn't tell almost anyone. I didn't do BAO.
He said, because I have a CD.
I said, how did they end up in your hand? He said, I'm a policeman. I took a hit. We recovered material, stolen.
I said, how do you know it's mine?
He said, it says Luciano and he wants to be on top of everything. I said, It's not the type of product that has complaints, that have reports. Friends, at the time of the raid, said, only women are believers. They threw the thing in my hand. I took it home. He said, I got home. My sister was together. My sister is also a believer. And he said like this, she said, let me take a look. When she looked and saw your name, she said, see, that's what she said. That's a man of God. I know, she said, if you don't give it back, you're under curse.
Then I told her, I don't even know who the guy is.
She says, turns around. She said, I typed your name on the internet, Luciano Subirá, Curitiba. There was an event at the church you preached.
I called this to deliver there. They were the ones who gave me your phone number.
If you give me the address, I'll take it there tomorrow.
I thought, it's bad.
The guy already has stolen stuff. I'll give him his home address. I said, stop by the church. I'll be praying there in the morning. That's the address. I'll wait for you there. While I was praying, I said, wait a minute, isn't business picking up where it left off? That left me in awe.
I started praying for that fellow.
While I was praying, God brought a conviction in my spirit that he was a backslider. That he said the woman was a believer. He didn't, but he was a backslider. And at the time I understood that there was already a divine conspiracy. When he arrived, he came to give it to me. He said, look, I want to thank you for your willingness to go around the city. I came to bring this to me. I said, but in the mouth, between us, you said you are not a believer, but I think you are a deviant. He lowered his head, said, you're right, I'm so deviated that I can't say I'm a believer. The moment he said that, it came out of my mouth, jumped. I didn't think. The moment I saw it, I had already spoken. I said, my friend, someone who has already known the truth, is living far from it, working with what you work, the line is not too thin. And when I saw that I said that, I thought, my God, the guy is bringing something that I'm calling him corrupt. Then he said, yes, you are not a man of God, it's no use trying to lie. Next deal. I didn't recover it in any beat. I was the receiver who bought it from the cracker who broke that deal of yours. And that's why I was afraid of the curse. And I saw it and returned it to you here. I said, but you know it wasn't just your CD, right?
Had a CD player.
I spoke then. Then he opened the trunk, said, I brought you another device.
I said, can you guarantee that this is not a goat?
In the tour, he spoke brokenly. Then I said, the pastor wants too much, right? I said, old man, that's not a goat. I'm not going to take it.
If you don't take it, I'm under an audition.
I said, if you take it, it's me.
What do I get under an audition, so you don't stay?
Then he said, we have to solve this. I said, yeah. What's your suggestion? He said, let's go to the store. I'll get a new one with a note. I said, I have something better. A better proposal. You don't even have to give me a deal. No, it doesn't matter. I said, okay, attention. If it was today, I would have gone back there and would have said that I want your soul. I told him, do you want to settle the beef with God? I said, next Sunday, I want you and your family in the front pew of the service. It's here in this building. The cult is such. If you come here, if you're free, there's more. The cracker broke my glass. It was the TiVo. By hell, old. The car is old, right? I couldn't find that. I said it gave me work, it gave me expense, it's compliance. You want everything to be on Sunday and come in the front row. I went, no, I'll come, I'll give it to you. I said, I don't want anything else. If you give me anything, you don't owe it to God. You don't come back on Sunday. I want you Sunday. He said, Sunday I'm there.
And Sunday he was.
And he continues with the family in the church to this day. He knows. Sometimes we are almost deifying lost things instead of understanding what patrimony is in the eyes of God. God only threw Satan a bait, and then, in addition to bringing me back, he restored everything in other ways and much more than he came to allow us to reach people. But that opened my eyes. There's a seal of ownership that we put on, especially what God has entrusted to us, when we understand what stewardship is, when we walk in that place. I want to tell you something extraordinary behind this. Pastor, come finish this.